To kickstart my mission with a little dramatic flair, I think I'll put on a little Duran Duran. A View to a Kill, directed once again by John Glenn, who just can't get enough of directing 007 at this point, and is the 7th and final Roger Moore James Bond movie, as well as the 14th instalment of the James Bond franchise overall. We've done it, guys. We have come to the concluding movie of the Roger Moore Bond era, and it only took us 6 months to do it, but here we are. So, A View to a Kill tells the story of Bond being sent back to the United States, where he was previously seen there in Live and Let Die, as he is sent to stop the ruthless billionaire Max Dixon from destroying the oil Silicon Valley in California, and to prevent him from exterminating his competitors, with the help of the granddaughter of a rich oil tycoon, Stacey Stutton, played by Tanya Roberts. Now, I think the producers behind Bond back in 1985 saw that Roger Moore was getting past his prime at this point. I think he was like 55 by now, so it was time to pass the torch over to the next Bond actor. But as Roger Moore's final movie, for the most part, the classic Bonds haven't had their final movies haven't been the best of their era by any means. I mean, Sean Connery didn't have the greatest finale in Diamonds Are Forever, and Pierce Brosnan especially had the worst finale of them all. But I'm in utter shock that some fans go as far as labelling A View to a Kill to be their least favourite of all 24 James Bond installments. I mean, it's as if they haven't even seen the Pierce Brosnan era, or Never Say Never Again, or that Casino Royale spoof. Sure, A View to a Kill is a movie that some Bond fans would want to kill with fire, but not me. I admit I was once in the camp of somebody who didn't care much for this movie. I didn't hate it or anything. I just called it meh. I mean, it's about time the Roger Moore era concludes at 7 movies, but re-evaluating this movie, A View to a Kill is not a bad finale to the Roger Moore era. It's decent, and it's a far too overly criticised and bashed James Bond installments. They're on rewatch there are some legit good things in this movie that make it one of the more watchable finales of the classic Bonds. Even though this is Roger Moore's weakest performance, as by now he is completely exhausted from playing James Bond. He has given it his all. You can tell he's thinking, oh well, just one more time. It is terrific that Bond does get to return to the US, and I'm surprised some US fans hate A View to a Kill so much. Considering it takes place in the US, I think I would have thought they would have loved that, and we get to see California and San Francisco in all its glory, and the Duran Duran theme song "Dance into the Fire," which I listened to on the album as a kid, which would have to be my absolute favourite Duran Duran song, and I had no idea that song was invented for the title sequence of this movie until now, and that's made me, fall in love with the song more than ever, and the title sequence is, I mean, it is a total step up from the wussy title sequence of Octopussy, the previous installments, and it's a slightly saucy title sequence, but it's a Bond movie. Of course, you're going to have some saucy elements in there with the the girl unzipping her winter coat, and there being fire in the background. Yeah, it's one of Roger Moore's most electrifying title sequences, and it does tie into the opening skiing action scene of the movie, which is the most underrated action scene in this movie, and also Stacey Stutton as our lead Bond girl, played by Tanya Roberts. She's beyond gorgeous. She looks like Dolly Parton's daughter, and she is and she may look like the cliched pretty damsel in distress, but looks can be deceiving. Just you wait until you see her in the action. She literally pulls out a gun the first time she and Bond meet, and literally in after that, so her and Bond are defending her home from assassins, which is the most exciting way to have a Bond and a Bond girl bond in their first meeting, and Christopher Walken. It's delightful. We have Christopher Walken in a Bond movie as our villain Max Dixon. Yeah, I mean he may not do a lot physically until the climax, but my God, he has a presence that he has a presence that makes your blood run ice cold whenever he does appear, and his henchwoman Mayday, she carries out most of the villainous deeds for him. In fact, she comes off as a bigger threat and more menacing than even him. I mean, especially in that meeting scene in the airship where she opens up the hatch to drop that guy, from out of the sky, and the movie's final battle on the Golden Gate Bridge. This may be the first time we've ever seen the Golden Gate Bridge in a big movie action sequence. After this, we would see it in Monsters vs. Aliens and in the finale of Rise of the Planet of the Apes. So I think A View to a Kill inspired those movies in a way. But yeah, it may be the greatest final battle in all of the Roger Moore era, and it is the most iconic scene in the entire movie. You can see why it's taglined on the poster. When Bond and Stacey are just hanging on from the bridge, and you're just in constant suspense that please don't fall. And when the airship blows up, had the rest of the movie lived up to this exhilarating climax, then A View to a Kill could have been a you know flawless Bond flick, but it's far from a flawless movie. I still think that I already said Roger Moore is not bad. He's just not put as much effort here as he did in the past, but due to his age, and also this movie does run for too long at 2 hours and 11 minutes. I mean, it's a simple plot of defending a oil Silicon Valley. You don't need to go beyond 2 hours to tell that, and the the plot of you know Bond helping Stacy defend her family estate and the Silicon Valley. Yeah, it's not as interesting as it could have been. Had some members of Stacy's family been threatened in the process, then maybe that would have raised the stakes a little for that plot line. And yeah, I do, yeah, I do think most of the movie does feel like padding until that bombastic Golden Gate Bridge fight. But overall, a View to a Kill, from my point of view, is a satisfactory finale to the longest era of James Bond currently, the Roger Moore era, and I'm sure Duran Duran were honoured to do a song for a Bond movie. This put them on the map even more, and I and I am and I am more generous to this movie now, as it did come out 10 years before I was born, and and yeah, I wanted to pay a quick tribute to Roger Moore. It's such a shame that he's the first of the Bond actors to go, and he's no longer with us. But he was entirely dedicated to the role, and he made the character his own. He didn't mimic Sean Connery. He knew exactly what he wanted his version of Bond to be, and he got Bond down to a T, and he is still the most underrated and underappreciated actor to ever play the role. I give A View to a Kill 3 stars out of 5. Good movie. View. At last, guys, the Roger Moore era is reviewed. View. I can have a breather. And now we move on to the James Bond with one of the shortest eras, Timothy Dalton. Funny because he was the James Bond that followed up the James Bond with the longest era. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what are your thoughts on A View to a Kill? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. And please follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you all next time when I review The Living Daylights. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.